This video was filmed and edited by Geo Barlett Productions. What's up everybody, it's been a little while. Welcome back to Iron Tiger Tattoos. Today I'm going to be doing a really cool tattoo, so I thought I'd bring you back into the studio for another little journey with me. Brought one of my clients, Joey, in to finish her half sleeve, and it's a specialty style watercolor is what I'm really getting known for nowadays, and so thanks for joining me and please enjoy. This is kind of what we're doing today. Cool picture. I had to find the flower again, but it's actually called a torch ginger.
Okay.
Remember, you couldn't think of the name, or you couldn't find the name or whatever?
Right.
Yeah, it's just did some research to try and really figure it out, you know? So it was different kinds of gingers, but yeah. I thought we kind of go with that same kind of flow, interesting stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like, what do you think?
Sure.
That looks pretty cool?
Yeah, it does for sure.
Alright, sweet. And you see how it'll fit into the other one?
Right.
Like in between. That looks cool, huh? Okay, just make sure these big ones are in there. Good spot. Focus. That one should land perfect too. I think that'd be a good size. What do you think?
It's awesome.
Just fill that space in, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Cool. These are gonna be fun. I've never done this flower. It's a really unique one. Yeah, that's the cool part about it is like the hibiscus are like, you know, Hawaiian. It was all based on like a trip to Hawaii kind of,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, we've been there a couple times. We got married there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what I can put on me without putting like his name and then dooming our relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So much better to think out like your relationship with the person more, have something that represents it. 1,000. They say a picture says 1,000 words, right? Yeah. So that's like way better to just have.
Well, I'm really into
cool
flowers
image.
and like growing stuff, and
yeah.
so it's like me in a nutshell.
It's more personal than
Not
just,
bright, not
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
All the things, and I'll pull it all together.
That's so cool, you know. And then no matter what, it's always gonna be like cool on you, like you know.
Well, like everybody gets to see that part. The inside is more me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way I look at it, I get to see this part now.
That's true, huh? Yeah, you were saying yeah, you don't get to see it as much.
Uh-huh.
Today's story is Joey's story, and we already started part of this tattoo before this episode. I just thought it was really sweet, you know. It's all about her and her love for her husband and their family that they built together. People get addicted right away. That's pretty much it. Yeah. It's like all of a sudden you're a tattoo fiend, you know?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Your husband is saying, you did such a good job, now she's got to come back.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about it, and he's like, you keep talking about it. I know, yeah. Let's do it.
When they got married, they went to Hawaii, and they had a wonderful trip. This looks a little dry, though. You gotta start putting some lotion on there.
Well, I had, and then I wore a sweatshirt today. Normally I've been putting that. I just been putting that Aquaphor on it all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, you could just probably go with like a vitamin E.
Well, I just like it because
Lubriderm.
I'm a dry ass.
Yeah.
I'm a scaly. I'm a snake in this kind of water.
There was these pictures they took of these different flowers and stuff, and the first time we tattooed, she just let me have creative freedom, and I just did my own kind of flowers based on the story that we talked about. And then this time she actually had some cool pictures of something called torch ginger, and it was a different kind of flower, which is cool. You know, people always come in with the same flowers, they want the same things. Looks perfect. Whenever you're doing a unique piece of art and you have a unique style and you're adding in like a unique reference and inspiration too, then you're gonna have like something that comes out a little bit different than anything else you've ever seen. And then I move on to the design portion, which the design is kind of been taking on like a life of its own lately, and it's been interesting to develop this process, this watercolor, whatever you want to call it. Really, it's not even watercolor. I don't know what it is, but it's been really fun to do. And really, I'm focusing on a lot of fundamental things more than anything whenever I'm doing this style. I'm focusing on flow, you know, like the human anatomy and like how it's going to flow on the piece of the body that it's going onto. And then I'm focusing on artistic foundations like contrast and perspective. I take into account the color wheel really often whenever I'm designing something like this. I usually do it digitally, and that way, you know, it's easier when you make a mistake or you want to try something out and it doesn't work out in your design, at least you can do that digitally instead of on somebody. Get a really good plan together before you start, and that's really the key to any like successful tattoo, I think, is to having a really good plan before you start. So that's why I always do it digitally too, because then the person that's getting the tattoo is going to be a lot more confident going into it, especially if it's a cover up. Then they can kind of see like how it's going to look and how it's going to work. You can really show them that before you get started. This one wasn't a cover up though, but I still was able to show the art in a way that you could go into it really confident. But it also helps that I have a client in this case that just really trusts me with the art and lets me like really fully express myself within it too. Like, yes, I'm telling somebody else's story, but in a way, like, the inspiration from someone else only goes so far. I have to have my own too, which is what I've realized over the last couple years. The more I do something where I'm expressing myself too, the more the art comes out even better, because I'm able to really put my heart into it, because I know I'm stamping my name onto it at the end of the day.
I really want to go see Hawaii too. One of my big goals still right now.
So I never really treat the digital design like a fully finished product. I never try to replicate exactly what is on there, because the body is going to change the design a little bit. So once I put the stencil on, it's just kind of like a framework, a blueprint, if you will, and then I'm using that and the reference to kind of tell me where the colors are going to go and how the flow is going to work. I depend on a lot of the experience I've built up and muscle memory, and I just kind of go with the flow and the energy of the room and the client, kind of make the tattoo come together the way it's supposed to. Having an easygoing client is always a huge plus, somebody who can just talk to me. Just like a lot of hours can just fly by whenever you get the right person in the room with you.
Coolest thing I've experienced lately now is like, I don't know, just am like really into my clients, It's just like, why should I travel so much and worry so much about all these other people globally or something, I could just kind of focus on this area.
One thing that's really helped me a lot with developing a new style too is learning how to paint, and I'm still always learning how to paint, and I never feel like I'm getting any better at it, but I definitely see a little bit of progression over the last year. Color theory is something that you would rather learn with paint than with tattoo ink for sure. This tattoo was about 3 to 4 hours in each session, and so yeah, I could do probably a tattoo like this on maybe a similar sized arm in maybe a day, one session, a long session. The longest session that I do offer is 6 hours long, so if you're able to sit really long like that, then you could get a lot of work done in one day. It's really important, I think, that you just spend a little extra time and just sit there a little longer on these kinds of projects. If you want to get a big project, be willing to sit through some extra pain, save up a little extra money, because it's going to look a lot better in the long run, and it's going to last a lot longer because it's going to be thought out a lot more and planned better. Style like this isn't something you want to just go to anybody. Everybody has something that they're best at. The tattoo industry is changing, where people are starting to see that they should just double down on their strengths. But this is really my main interest right now, because I feel like people who do like it, they really align with me more for some reason, create a better piece of art, because really it's not just me creating it, it's your inspiration and your ideas. So it takes two people. I always say it's like a symbiosis of two brains, I couldn't create this without you, and you couldn't get it without me. Neither of us would ever have seen it if it wasn't for each other, So they're gonna love their tattoo a lot longer than the person who just walked in and picked something out of a book. So don't do that. So for the last year or two, I've been working really hard on just developing my own style, something more recognizable, unique, something that I can give to people, and when other people see it, they can tell right away, like Bryan Briggs did that. I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to that goal. If you're a real artist, you never really reach that goal, I think, you're always working towards perfection or whatever, and that's what I feel like I'm on a mission to do now, is create masterpieces for these people and tell their stories. for right now, since I have like a really high demand for a certain style I'm doing, I'm kind of just trying to be more selective with what comes in. Now, if you want to book with me, you just have to go to irontigerbooking.com and fill out the request form, and all the questions I usually have to ask people and talk to people about are on there. My consultation manager will get back with you, and we'll schedule an appointment so that we can meet and talk about your idea. And that's where really all this starts, you know. It's just a conversation, like one-on-one, kind of set things up easier so that it's more streamlined for everybody, really. If you want to work with me, then just go to irontigerbooking.com, fill out that request form, and then we'll get started. It's like really simple now. So currently I'm booking out into like May and June, and get in now before it gets even crazier. People are about to start getting their taxes and stuff, so things are going to pick up even more. I'd love to work with you though. I'd love to help you like tell your story like I did with her, you know, and really like represent who you are on the inside, on the outside. Check out the other side. Should be not as dry, I hope, right now. Alright everyone, thanks for watching today. Please make sure you follow me and share this, and I really appreciate taking the time to chill with us this time. So see you next time.